Hey folks, welcome to Mograph Plus. In this quick tutorial, I'm going to show you how to assign beautiful random colors to your clones in Redshift for Cinema 4D. Now, in this tutorial, I'm not going to show you how to set up the simulation and set up the lighting and render the scene. If you want to see a full-fledged tutorial where I show you everything, make sure to like this video. If this video gets more than 500 likes, I'll make that tutorial as well. This is the final material that I have created and assigned to these clones. I have created a few different color schemes. I can select the shader switch node and use the shader selector to go through all the color combinations. You also notice some of the clones are emissive. I'll show you how to do that as well. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Let's assign this raw Redshift material to the clones. I have baked the sim and the clones to Alembic so we can look through the timeline faster, but you can use the same technique that you will learn if you are dealing with a usual cloner as well. The raw material has a gray base color with its base weight set to 1. The reflection is at its default, and we also have some basic subsurface scattering. The first thing we need to do is to assign a random color to all the individual clones, and we can do that using a color user data node. So let's add one to the editor. Let's solo it to see what it gives us. So right now we have just black. The attribute name that we want to use is objects geometry ID color, which simply assigns a random color based on the ID of each individual object. Now we can simply add a ramp, connect the color user data node to the alt input of the ramp. Now solo the ramp node. Now because we have a grayscale gradient by default, each clone will get a random grayscale color. Now we can add our own colors to the ramp and get more colorful results. You can also control the distribution of the colors using the ramp by playing around with the position of each color on the ramp. I have already created some presets, so let me load colors_10 preset. Now connect the ramp node to the base color input and the subsurface color input of the material. We can add a color correction node after the ramp to control the colors a bit better. In this case, increase the saturation scale to 1.3 and gamma to 1.26. Now, if we look through the timeline, you can see it looks pretty cool. Now let's get back to frame 77. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to make some of the clones emissive. We can do that by reusing the original color user data node. So let's add a new ramp node. Connect the color user data node to its alt input and solo the ramp. Now, basically, we have assigned a random grayscale value to all the clones. Now, in this case, we only want two specific colors, black and white, with no in-between grayscale values. So let's change the interpolation for both of the nuts to step. Now we have only two colors. Now by simply moving the white color to left or right, I can control how many clones would be emissive. Let's set the white nut position to around 68%. Now let's unsolo the ramp node and connect it to the emission color input of the material. Next, let's select the material itself and increase the emission weight to maybe 2 or 3. Now the clones that were white in the ramp node are emissive and the rest are not emissive. I can select the ramp node again, move around the white color and control the amount of emissive clones. Now, if I assign the finished material to the clones again, and open it in the node editor. Now this is the same material, but I have played around with different color palettes. So here I have the original color user data node. Then it's connected to these 10 ramps. Each ramp uses a different color palette. And after each ramp, we have a color correct node. Then each of the color correction nodes is connected to shader 0 through 9 inputs of this shader switch node. And then the shader switch node is connected to the base color and the SSS color inputs. Now I can simply select the shader switch node and use the shader selector parameter to select any one of the gradients that I want. One last thing I want to mention is how to get these beautiful color palettes. Now there are tons of free color palette generators online. For this scene, I use the website called colors.co. You can start the generator here and press space to see different color schemes. And they have a bunch of simple tools to lock a color and generate colors around that specific locked color. So you can explore the website, or you can take a look at trending color palettes. If I get back to the generator, you can export the palettes or simply use the color picker in Cinema 4D to pick the colors and use them in your gradient. Okay, I think this should be enough for this tutorial. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. I'll be trying to answer all of them. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Make sure to visit our website mographplus.com and check out our premium CGI and rendering courses for Cinema 4D, 3ds Max, Maya, Arnold, Octane, Corona, V-Ray, Redshift, and much more. See you in the next one.